All right, guys. This is Eric for the Little White House. And, over the last several weeks, I've gone from, having I don't know, a real interest in this coronavirus thing to having a real disdain for it because now I'm sitting at home and I got nothing to do. I don't mean to belittle the problem for anybody out there that has it, but I think that we need to look at some of the good news around all of this. And so I went out intentionally. Hey Josh, how you doing? This is this is I went out intentionally and tried to get some good news surrounding this coronavirus situation. Um, Here is my first story. It says Nobel Prize winner shares some good news about the coronavirus pandemic. Um, the real situation is not nearly as terrible as they make it out to be. That's Michael Levitt, a Nobel laureate and Stanford biophysicist, delivering his optimistic take on the coronavirus pandemic to the Los Angeles Times over the weekend. Levitt was credited for correctly calling early on that China would get through the worst of its devastating outbreak before many other health experts predicted. On January 31st, China had 46 new deaths compared with 42 the day before, which Levitt recognized as a slowing rate of growth. So he sent out an optimistic report. Let me flip it here. This suggests that the rate of increase in number of deaths will slow down even more over the next week, he said in a note widely shared on Chinese social media. Levitt, who won the 2013 Nobel Peace Prize in chemistry, also said the number of deaths would soon start decreasing every day. He ultimately nailed his call for a mid-February peak with a total tally of about 80,000 cases and 3,250 deaths. As of March 16, China had counted a total of 80,298 cases and 3,245 deaths. So that was some good news. It says he's got a similar view for the United States. It's gonna, it doesn't really say how many he has predicted, but he's saying some of the blame goes to the media for sparking panic, focusing on the increase in cumulative cases and spotlighting celebrities and various things like that. But that's the number one good news story. I wanted to share one other one. I came across this and I shared it on my Facebook page, but let me see if I can pull it up here. This one is from a landlord in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And he says he wrote a letter to his tenants, and this actually went out on the television station over there in Milwaukee. To my tenants, March 17, 2020. I've been watching how people are reacting to this virus thing. It appears that the whole country is shutting down, not exactly grinding to a halt, but contracting significantly for at least the next 2 weeks, maybe more. It occurred to me that my tenants might be affected, missing work or even becoming infected, putting you into a financial bind. I'm living on a fixed income. It doesn't go up much and it doesn't go down much either. My mortgage is paid and my bills are covered, so I've decided to contribute to the neighborhood's recovery. For the month of April, your rent will be $100. If you are struggling financially, this will give you some relief. If, however, you have the means, I suggest you use this windfall to buy food or services in River West. Get a carry-out meal from one of your great restaurants and leave a nice tip. Spend a few bucks at the hardware store. Get groceries if you can. Consumers sitting on their wallets for a few days crashed the stock market. Our economy only works if that cash is circulating. We all need to contribute a bit to climb back to normal. I hope you'll do your share. And then he went on to say that, he would take things on a month-by-month basis to decide, what needed to happen, and or if he could afford to do that again. But he was trying to do his part, which was really good. Now, I got a few things from Dave Ramsey over on Twitter. He posted several pages that say some good news. The number one story, the number one blurb, I guess it's not a story. China has closed all 16 temporary coronavirus hospitals in Wuhan. They don't have enough new cases to support them. The source is from the New York Post and other publications. Number two, doctors in India have successfully treated an Italian COVID-19 patient. The combination of drugs used include lopinavir, or Pinavir, ritonavir, oseltamivir. I'm sorry, man, I'm messing up on these pronunciations, but and chloroquine. A team of 10 scientific researchers from Erasmus Medical Center in Rotterdam and Utrecht University say that they are the first in the world to discover an antibody capable of fending off an infection by COVID-19. The discovery could lead to antiviral medications. Let's go back here. Oh, here we go. This is a great one. A 103-year-old Chinese grandmother has made a full recovery from COVID-19 after being treated for 6 days in Wuhan, China. Apple has reopened all 42 of its retail stores in China. Cleveland Clinic has developed a COVID-19 test that gives results in hours, not days. Good news from South Korea, where the number of cases is declining. One of the reasons Italy was hit so hard, experts say, is because they have the oldest population in Europe and the second oldest population on Earth after Japan. Multiple potential COVID-19 vaccines are currently in development and testing, with at least 3 in the United States. The first 3 people to test positive for COVID-19 in the state of Maryland have recovered and are able to resume their normal lives. The 3 include a married couple in their 70s and a woman in her 50s. A team of Canadian scientists has successfully isolated and grown copies of the coronavirus, bringing the world a step closer to finding a vaccine. A San Diego biotech company is developing a COVID-19 vaccine in collaboration with Duke University and National University of Singapore. And lastly, the first person to test positive for COVID-19 in Oklahoma has recovered. This individual has had 2 negative tests, which is the indicator of recovery. So, there is some good news about the coronavirus. I want to say thanks for checking in, especially Josh from the City-Stead, and also 773P. Thank you for joining the live stream version. This is my 2 cents for the day. Thanks for watching. God bless, and see you next time.